Up to now, the official United States position has been that its forces would stay on the ground in Syria to secure the enduring defeat of the Islamic State group. Nobody is declaring a mission accomplished, said Brad McGurk, the United States Special Envoy to the Global Coalition to defeat only 2 weeks ago. But over recent months an additional narrative has been intruding. Certainly among the more strident foreign policy voices in the Trump administration, a long-standing presence in Syria, it was argued, would help to contain Iran and counter Russia's growing influence in the region. United States ground troops first became involved in Syria in autumn 2015 when then-President Barack Obama sent in a small number of special forces to train and advise local Kurdish fighters who were fighting IS. The United States did this reluctantly after several attempts at arming anti-IS groups had descended into chaos. Over the intervening years, the numbers of United States troops in Syria increased, standing today at some 2,000. Though some estimates place the number perhaps even higher. A network of bases and airstrips has been established in across the northeastern part of the country. But what is their strategic purpose now? It is well on the way to being defeated. Syria's President Assad remains in place due to the support of his allies in Moscow and Tehran. If the goal now is to contain Iran, Russia's rising influence in the region, then 2,000 troops strung out across a vast swath of territory may be too small a force to do this. President Donald Trump's decision is thus in this sense logical, and it fits in with his own apparent hostility, despite a lot of bellicose rhetoric to entanglements in foreign wars. Others might argue, though, that the presence of United States troops gives the United States skin in the game. It is an important presence, and on occasion United States forces have been involved in direct clashes with pro-Iranian militias, and Russian military contractors have tried to attack the positions of their allies. It may be largely defeated. But what is to happen in the roughly one-third of Syria that remains outside the control of President Assad and his allies? Could any phase of the civil war ensue? And if large parts of the country descend into renewed chaos, something related to this or similar could easily emerge again. The United States has also played an important role in bolstering Kurdish groups in northern Syria, who have been the local element in defeating IS. But these groups are seen by Turkey as a significant threat. It is telling that the Trump policy shift has come at a time when Washington and Ankara are trying to navigate a new bout of tensions, with the Turkish authorities warning that they plan to strike further into Syria against the self-same Kurdish elements. So has Washington done a deal with Ankara? What security guarantees will there be for Washington's local allies going forward? And if the Kurds are effectively abandoned to their fate, what does it say for the reliability of the United States as an ally in future conflicts? Should local fighters be encouraged to align themselves with Washington? But above all, there will now be renewed questions about the Trump administration's whole approach to the region. What are its strategic goals? What are America's enduring interests there? And what means need to be invested to secure these goals? There is no doubt that the Middle East was Washington's crucial energy supplier and a focus for superpower competition, is today less important in purely geo-strategic terms to the United States than it once was. But it remains a region of great instability and one of huge continuing importance to Washington's closest European allies, who confront its many problems just across the Mediterranean. So Washington needs a coherent policy one that extends beyond the simple slogan of containing Iran. With President Trump, it often appears that United States policy is unduly aligned with Saudi Arabia and Israel, or more accurately the approach of two influential figures, de facto Saudi-led Mohammed bin Salman and Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu, who are perhaps taking advantage of Washington's perceived weakness in the region to promote their own particular policy views. President Trump's decision reverses the much-rehearsed official lines of both the Pentagon and the State Department, and it places Washington's Kurdish allies in greater jeopardy. The United States pullout will only revive questions about the Trump administration as whole approach to the region, which, while perhaps less important in Washington's calculations, still has the potential for explosive disruption and conflict. A poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Berry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with two family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history. On top of the jail sentence for the illegal deer hunting, Judge Robert George ordered Berry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018,
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. The months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Berry Jr., his father David Berry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Berry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News-Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Berry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 1-to-0 term in Barton County Prison for a firearms probation violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. A poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Berry, Jr. must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with two family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history. On top of the jail sentence for the illegal deer hunting, Judge Robert George ordered Berry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018,
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. The months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Berry Jr., his father David Berry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Berry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News-Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Berry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 1-to-0 term in Barton County Prison for a firearms probation violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. The United States military says it has killed 62 fighters from the Islamist group al-Shabab in 6 airstrikes in Somalia. 5 airstrikes on Saturday killed 32 militants, and a further 2 on Sunday killed 28. It said in a statement, "These were the deadliest air attacks in Somalia since November 2017, when the United States said it had killed 100 militants." Somalia has seen a sharp increase in the number of airstrikes and casualties since President Donald Trump took office in the United States in January 2017. A tally by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism reveals that at least 400 people have been killed in airstrikes since the beginning of 2017.